Alright guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video, and on Global, it is that time of the year, or months, I guess I should say. I would say, like, oh, it's that time of the month, but, you know, World Tournaments are not monthly anymore. It's like, there's a tournament every 4 months or so, I would say, for both versions right now. Now, what I'm going to do here is, you know, I'm going to kind of cover a lot of the units that many people on Global are running right now for the World Tournament. I'm going to show you guys my past strategies for the World Tournaments that I've used. My most recent strategy is not going to be relevant to Global because there's a few units I was using that Global does not have yet, as well as on that team, you know, after wailing for as long as I have, I was finally able to obtain LR Broly, and a rainbow one at that. And obviously, you know, this, like, kind of video, I'm talking more to the people who don't have LR Broly, because obviously, if you have LR Broly, the strategy for the World Tournament is clear as day. You let LR Broly rampage through that motherfucker, because he is all you need to worry about. I know a lot of people like Raddatz. I don't think Raddatz is the way. Majin Vegeta, it's just very difficult to get his 18 key super, so I don't think it's wise to rely on him either. LR Broly is really what you should be focusing on. So let's real quick take a look at the strategies I've used for the past 3 tournaments. On JP, there was a tournament in September, which is what we're looking at here. Let's see, this was uploaded. No, this is the December one. Okay, so this is the September one. Okay, so yeah, this one, September 23rd. We have December 14th. And then right here, we have April 7th. This is the most recent World Tournament. I would tell you guys not really to worry about this one too much, because obviously I'm using several units that are not available on Global. Also, too, I was making a little mistake at the beginning of the World Tournament. I never did a video with my updated team, but I was actually running AGL Turles as my leader, and SCR Rose Goku Black in Turles' spot, and then that is the team I was rocking instead. The reason I was not using SCR Rose Goku Black is because, as you guys know, let's see, Goku Black I think is right here. No, right here. As you guys know, SCR Rose Goku Black, in order to activate his leader skill, you have to have all extreme type allies on your team, and you have to have one of every type. So I do not think it's wise to run this guy as your leader, because you're going to restrict yourself too much when super type units are the key to the strategy I employ in the World Tournament, and I would recommend a lot of you guys take as well. So here is my tournament team for September. Now, if you guys take a look at this, you'll notice it's very goofy, right? Like, so we have AGL Rose, which I'm sure many of you have. That's a lot of people would have him. Int, CHIAOTZU, and Tech Jaco. Now, those are the only 3 relevant units. I'm not going to play it, but the point I was making for this video is that CHIAOTZU and Jaco are so powerful that the other 3 units don't matter. So if you guys see, what I was doing here is I was bringing units I needed to level up. That's all I was doing. I was using the World Tournament as a great source of experience. So if you guys are low on training items and there's a lot of units you need to level up, you can employ this strategy I did back then, where you bring like AGL Rose, you bring CHIAOTZU and Jaco, and then the other spots are just units you can level up. It saves me many training items, and that could be very valuable for a lot of people. Now you might wonder, well, truth, how the fuck am I supposed to beat the event with this team? The friend LR Broly is what I did. I think that is the golden strategy, is relying on a friend LR Broly. I know it could be a little tough to find them sometimes, but as long as your rank is sufficiently high, I would say above rank 300, you should be able to find LR Broly friends. And, you know, they're really... It's very easy to get to rank 300. You could do that very quickly if you just grind the last story stage. If you just spent 1 day just grinding the last story stage, you can easily blitz well past level 300. And up until level 300, I don't think you would even need to use stones to refresh stamina either. So I think finding LR Broly friends can be consistent. The one thing I would recommend, during World Tournament time, what I do, I clear out my friends list. I know some of you guys have probably added me and I've deleted you around World Tournament time. Usually what I'll do in World Tournament time, I will delete like everyone except for like 1 or 2 people. And then that will allow you to find LR Broly's much easier, because the way the friend system works is your friend will be on there, and then like, okay, how do I explain this? I believe there's kind of like a pool of 100 people, like when you go to a mission and you go into it. So like, right here, if we rewind a little bit, so like this screen right here, like when you're scrolling through, there's like 100 different people you will see. And when you hit refresh, it's just still cycling between those 100 different people, right? Now, your friends will always have those same leaders. So let's say you have a friend Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, a friend Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Those are not the friends you're ever looking for. That's why I will remove like all non-like LR Broly friends from my friends list, and then I'll just re-add people like at a later date after the tournament is over. And then that way, you know, cycling through, you're able to find LR Brolys rather quickly, as long as you're above rank 300. And the 100 people that this friends list like pulls from, like your friends are included on that. So the less people like active on your friends list, the more random people it will pull from. So that's kind of the strategy that I use. Again, we don't need this anymore because, you know, this is from this most recent World Tournament. Obviously, Global does not have Jace, Turles, any of those units, so we'll get rid of them. Plus, I was using the LR Rainbow Broly. So like here, so my strategy, again, CHIAOTZU, Jacko, Rose, and LR Broly, and then these 3 units were fodder. What I do is these units right here, Jacko, it says may stun all enemies, but what it actually does is 100% chance to stun entire enemy team for 1 turn at the start of battle. And then right here we have CHIAOTZU, same thing, may stun all enemies, 100% chance to stun entire team for 1 turn at the start of battle. So when I'm going through the tournament, I will open up a rotation. If CHIAOTZU or Jacko are there, the enemy is stunned, and I can freely do whatever I want to. If I have a rotation without either CHIAOTZU or Jacko on it, I will Ghost Usher. No questions asked. Don't fuck around. Don't play around. No King Yama, nothing. I Ghost Usher. Boom. Now, a lot of people might not have a ton of Ghost Ushers, but guys, that is what the point of the Bulma event is for. The Bulma event will be active before the World Tournament. You really should be grinding that to make sure you have the necessary items for the tournament run. Fruit of the Tree of Mights, Ghost Ushers are very, very important. So, like, going throughout, you know, the entire tournament, I will just Ghost Usher whenever I have a turn where CHIAOTZU or Jacko's passive stuns are not active. Now, I constantly talk about these guys. I definitely wanted to make another video talking about CHIAOTZU and Jacko. Not everyone is going to have them. There are 2 other units you could use who kind of can get the job done, but not really. So you have this Bulma right here. This is a Dokkan Awakening of this Bulma, which you can get right now from the Dragon Ball Saga summons. You awaken her with medals from the Boss Rabbit event, which comes back, I would say, once every 2 months or so. And then this Bulma has a medium chance to stun all enemies, which is a 20% chance that she will stun the entire enemy team. So she can be pretty good for Super Battle Road. And, you know, again, if you don't have CHIAOTZU or Jacko, you could try using Bulma here. She could be quite effective. And then you also have Super Strike Tien right here. Same thing. Medium chance of stunning all enemies. I believe his is also about a 20% chance. I remember back in the day, he was very, very valuable on the LR Frieza grind. So those are 2 other stunning type units you could try. But Jacko and CHIAOTZU are the MVPs. They are the gods of the World Tournament and who you guys really should be focusing on. And then this second tournament that was over here in December, same thing. Only thing is I updated it to include Angel, Gold, and Frieza. Reason I was doing that was just because it'll allow Broly to hit a little bit harder, because I was encountering some fuckers who were, you know, like running an Angel, Gold, and Frieza team with LR Majin Vegeta on it. LR Broly, sometimes, if it's a weak friend LR Broly I would have, he could even struggle to take out that Majin Vegeta, which led to some close calls. So sometimes it does get a little hairy, but for the most part, I do think only the 50% buff from AGL Rose's leader skill should be enough. Now, I will tell you guys this, in the most recent World Tournament, things have changed with Turles being in the game. Turles is such a powerful leader. The movie boss category makes Broly so strong, and people that ran him, sometimes those teams were very difficult to contend with. So definitely keep that in mind in the future, guys. Now, we'll take a look at some of the other units besides stunning units people are liking to use. So here's Raddatz. A lot of people are liking Raddatz because he's free to play. You could easily rainbow him. I personally think you'd be much better off focusing on a friend LR Broly and utilizing the CHIAOTZU JACO strategy than fucking around with Raddatz, because Raddatz will not KO the entire enemy field on 30 times difficulty. You're going to have to play around with attack up items and, you know, be very cautious. So that's why I would recommend not going for Int Raddatz, but I know a lot of people are going to use him. Of course, you have LR Broly. This is the king, because he supers twice guaranteed once you get that 12-key super. Remember, you do not want to get his 18-key super, because that only hits one enemy, and you want the attack all, which will hit all enemies, just in case you're hitting, you know, there's several AGL units on the field. The Extreme Z-Awaken Broly is an option, but again, LR Broly is superior. But the thing about this guy is I'm sure a lot of people might have him rainbowed or close to rainbowed from the red stones they've given out on Global, as well as the fact that this is the oldest Dokkan Fest unit in existence. This is the very first Dokkan Fest unit, so a lot of people might have this guy very, very duped up, which could make him good. But again, I still just recommend LR Broly Friend is the way to go. Now, some other units that can be good. Oh, and then, of course, here's LR Majin Vegeta. Now, he's good. He most of the time is able to wipe out the field outside of some very strong tech LRs like LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku. He would not be able to finish off, or LR Goku Black. But outside of that, he really is able to clear the field with that 18-key super. The only problem is it is quite difficult to get that 18-key super because the friend leader skill does not activate from the World Tournament, as you guys know. So it's very difficult to get that 18-key. Now, here's some other kind of support type units that a lot of people like to employ. Physical Goku Black is very good on Global. The Extreme type key +3, very helpful for LR Majin Vegeta, Raddatz, or LR Broly. You have SCR Rose Goku Black, same thing. He also gives you a defensive buff, and he lowers super type enemies attack by 20%. So if this guy's on rotation, maybe you can get away with using a King Yama, and then even if you get supered, you could survive. It's possible. SCR Rose Goku Black's a very good ally to have. I would not recommend using him as a leader, though, because that will close you off from being able to use CHIAOTZU and Jacko. Well, Jacko and CHIAOTZU. So I don't recommend that. You have the AGL Rose, who I would more recommend as a leader than the SCR one, because you can just run CHIAOTZU and Jacko without getting any leader skill buffs. Obviously, they're not providing damage to the team. They're there for their ability to stun the enemies. So this guy's good. Plus, he also does give the extreme types that 3-key, which is nice. We have Young King Piccolo is able to give extreme type allies 3-key and attack 25%. All of the good AoE units are extreme types, by the way. And then, of course, we have Metal Cooler, extreme types, key 2, and attack 30% for all allies. And finally, we have the Int Turles, key 3, and attack 20% for all allies when HP is 50% or above. Now, in the future on Global, there will be a better Turles to use. That, of course, will be the AGL Turles. But as of right now, he is not on Global. So Int Turles is still the one to use. But there you guys go. That's kind of what I think would be the best way to approach these tournaments, is to rely on CHIAOTZU and Jacko. Yeah, see, there's my boy, the First Warden, employing the strategy of the gods right there. LR Broly, CHIAOTZU, Jacko. I'm telling you guys, that is the way to go. Good luck grinding for the Super Trunks. Good luck, guys, on getting a lot of the rewards. Thanks for watching, and I will catch y'all next time.